Hi. So we are Group 2, Project CRM for SER 5 and 7 for this semester. So this is our final demo, what we did in the entire semester. So here we go. Let me share my screen. Um, I'll start with the demo directly. I'll just hide you guys, okay? So what we primarily did was we added a module of analytics, which was asked from the sponsor. So we added that. And there are a lot of jargons on this page, so I won't go through it right now because let's go into the actual modules and then we'll come back to it. So what we did was we added an entire module of deals. Our sponsor was primarily is a finance-based sponsor, like the company is a finance-based one, and they wanted to track their deals. So a deal can be a M&A deal or something like that, and it goes through a different stage pipelines from draft to open or in progress to closed. So closed deals means that the deal is closed. It's won. We get the money. Yay. Or it can be deactivated, like somehow we could not close the deal and we just lost the deal. It was deactivated and it's on hold for that can be on various reasons. And okay, so we create a deal and it tracks down what the entire fields are. So there are about 100 fields that correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And so if you're creating a deal, it doesn't make sense to create a closed deal or a deactivated deal, right? So it can be a new draft or an open in progress deal and other details. And we capture the current comments of the person who's creating or updating the deal. So let me just go back again. So let's edit a deal. So if we are editing a deal, we want to change the comments probably, or we have any other changes that are to be tracked or something like that. So out of which the main concern of the client was to track comments or notes that they write in. So we have a history pop up for the notes, and we do that. And so we inside we know what exactly happens by it. So we are not currently showing a user as such because this deals is restricted to just the main principle of the entire organization. And something similar is there for investors as well, that add investors and is an investor if it's an institutional investor, such in this case, it can be a company who's investing in the deal or it's related to that. So it's if it's a company, it's a known entity. A lot of compliance and devotion has gone in looking if the company is legit or stuff like that. So the fields are less. However, if it's an individual retail sorry, if it's an individual what is that? Yeah. If it's an individual investor, it can be a lot of fields. It's about 154 fields. So I just have one institutional investor in my small application. And so if we are going through the comments history, it should be visible from the view itself as well. Sorry, from the view itself as well. So we have that view as well. So now you know that there were a lot of fields. So we have a filter on this page to do that. Also, I want to highlight just a deactivated deal. So, for example, we are going to highlight that if a deal progresses through a pipeline, you want to track what the changes are. Oh, sorry. You want to track different stages and everything. So you want to know what exactly happened and what changed. So it's impossible to do that. To see, to go through in that and to see what the changes are, we decided to give a cool UI change to mark what the changes are actually happening. So it's very intuitive to the user that, oh, this is the change, that is the change. So it's pretty evident that, oh, the user has to go through each one of them. So currently the history and the notes is just limited to deals and investors because that was the ask from the sponsor. But it was in good faith that, oh, this was a cool idea. And we just propagated it to contacts currently, which is an existing field, existing module. And it exists for there as well. Something similar is in pipeline in leads as well. And we'll be doing that. It's in pipeline and we'll be delivering that as well. So that is it. So coming from the perspective of old modules, so there was one more module as campaigns. The CRM is basically to is a more enterprise solution to track and the track not customer, but the relationship and every nuanced interaction with the customers of the that are there in the system. So one of them is marketing, primarily. So you want to track what exactly emails are sent. So sponsor was currently doing it through their mail systems, and it was a tiresome work. So if they do have sent an email from CRM that we presented, its tracking is done. So this module was built by the last team who worked on it, or probably it was something that we received from the sponsor when we received the package, but it wasn't working. And the primary ask in the initial phase of the sprints was to make it work. And we proudly say that it is working. So if an email campaign is there, you select the contacts, select the leads. Oh, this we added. So the email was just previously sent out to contacts, but now it can be sent to leads as well. It can be anyone. So we added that. You can schedule it. And generally, email campaigns are something of a set template. So the selection of template is done, and then the email is propagated below. So this wasn't happening either before. So we fixed that. And this works. The email flow from just creating it to drafts to actually scheduling it and sending it is done, and the final intended user actually receives it. Now, we also added a compose. So compose is when you do not want to have it a campaign all the way. You just want to send out an email and be done with it. You don't want to track it. It can be just a communication that is happening. So a feature is given. It's not a major feature, but an ask from a sponsor was that they do want to include it. Now let's come back to dashboards. So now you know that there are different things that are tracked and why they are tracked. And so deal one over time, the number of institutional and retail investors, number of leads. These are things. So number of open tasks. So currently I'm logged in with admin. So he doesn't have any open tasks. He's a good guy. And that's it. That's about it. Oh, I want to point out that there were a few UI and backend bugs. So the backend bugs were, as I said, the campaign wasn't working and stuff like that. But there were here and the loose ends on UI as well. We have fixed them. So this dashboard was, the side nav was a bit broken. We fixed that. And there are some small itty-bitty things, a number of itty-bitty things that we fixed in. Also, I want to point out, I want to see everyone's face when this is a good thing that is there. So this is a prototype of the project, but our sponsor was happy with it and they want to move the prototype to production. So we are delivering it. We are delivering a make file as well. So with that script, we can deploy it on the servers. It's in progress. It's working on our virtual machines. I'm not going in the details right now because for the constraint of time, but it's working on our virtual machines. And we are testing it rigorously on different machines, even though it's a virtual machine, just for handling it out. And then we will be deploying it, delivering it to the users, since the dev team is not supposed to touch the deployment servers. So, and the sponsor will deliver it and deploy it. So happy to say we went above and beyond the main deliverable, and our prototype is moving to production. So yay. And that's about it from group 2. And thank you. Bye-bye.